And what's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. It is your boy Cheap Ludes, and I'm back with another video for you. Sorry it took so long. Today has been hectic. Anyways, we're going to be talking about my team limited. If you are on the quest for Jalen Brown or just any of the prizes in general, this week's limited is a little tricky, so I'm actually pretty hyped to go and do an unlimited tips video for you guys. Before we get started, please like, comment, and subscribe. Especially subscribe if you're new. I'm trying to hit 1,000 subscribers. Anyways, as you can see on the screen here, this is my team. This is the team that I have been using in unlimited, or limited I should say. And it works pretty well, but I'm going to talk about some various options. So instead of Monte at the point guard, Rafer Alston is actually an incredible card. He's basically an Allen Iverson clone. All the same SIGs, jump shot, dribble moves, everything. Incredible stats, 97 ball handle, 95 pass IQ, 89 pass, 87 steal, 84 perimeter defense, good rebounding stats, better than Monte even. Faster than Monte. Obviously the vertical is not as bad, but he does have a 70 driving dunk, so it could be worse. 15 or plus 15 better defensive consistency. So I'm going to look at the defensive tendencies, because 99 crash, 99 pass intercept, 95 on-ball steal. Legitimately the best point guard in the game as far as those tendencies go. Absolutely fucking absurd. Badges-wise, he's got Hall of Fame acrobat, ankle breaker, so he's going to be able to crack people with dribble moves. He's got flashy passer, fancy footwork, slithery, and tight handles. Decent gold badges as well. His silver badge count is decent. He has like silver dimer, silver pickpocket, silver clamps, silver interceptor, silver quick first step. Obviously giving him gold quick first step would be good. Gold flexible. He does come with silver range and silver floor general. For this particular challenge, it would be best to give him gold floor general. You can pick that up for like 3,000 MT. It's just going to help a lot. As far as addable badges, Heart Crusher and Intimidator are really good badges to add him. Honestly, with his crash tendency and his rebound numbers, giving him something like Rebound Chaser isn't a terrible idea. Showtime is also a really good one to give him. It sounds weird to say that giving a point guard Rebound Chaser is a good idea, but with his crash tendency and his decent, especially for a point guard, 50 rebound is solid. It's not a terrible idea to give him that Rebound Chaser. He's just going to run after rebounds all day. But as far as point guards that you don't want to use your 1 diamond or above player on, yeah, obviously Monte Ellis and Rafer Alston are going to be top tier. But if you want to use more of a Ruby action, Goran Dragic is actually really good. Patty Mills is a sniper. He's really good with that base 98, one of the quickest releases in the game. He's got decent badges too. I'm not a huge Patty Mills fan, but I do understand people like base 98. He's got 24 gold badges, quick first step, space creator, unpluckable Deadeye, floor general, volume shooter. You can give him like clamps and Intimidator and a few of the other defensive badges that are pretty important. Let's see, can you give him range though? Handles for days and tight handles. You can give him flexible and hot zone hunter. Yeah, no range, but it's not the biggest deal. Mark Price is actually low-key super good. A lot of people don't like this card. He's more of a shooting guard, I will say that. But he's absolutely lights out. And he does have that gold floor general, which is super helpful. Doc Rivers is really good too. He's more of a true point guard. He can shoot a little bit, but he's basically going to distribute, run rim, and that's about all. He can play a little defense with that bronze clamps too. You can add some badges to him, but I don't think it's really worth adding badges to some of these lower tier cards just for this. He's got an 83 pointer. Mo Cheeks is one of the better defensive cards in this game, but he's not bringing you anything else. I think Spud Webb is just a little too small to run. Daniel Gibson can shoot the lights out, but that's about all he's going to do. He can run rim a little bit too. So let's move over to shooting guards. Obviously, I am using Kyle Korver because if you know me, you know I like to Hawks or Pelicans freelance and just shoot a bunch of threes. So sometimes I'll run other playbooks as well, which my playbook video is coming out tomorrow. You could use your diamond or above slot on like Manu Ginobili or Drazen Petrovic. To a lesser extent, I don't have him obviously, but Michael Redd. Manu's a dribble god, and you can run him as your primary ball handler. Manu's a really good card. Drazen just shoots. Jeff Hornacek is another good option here, though in my personal opinion, Kyle Korver, because he has that gold range, and it sounds stupid, but Hall of Fame steady shooter is actually good for this limited run, and let me explain why. Just because with the cards not being the greatest, people are going to play a lot tougher defense, and you'll run into a lot of guys using defensive specialist cards, like Bruce Bowen. So having someone, with high contests, so having someone that can shoot with contest is good. Steven Jackson is who I run at the small forward. I'm a big fan of Steven Jackson, to be completely honest with you. One of my favorite cards in the game. He does have good badges. He has that Space Creator. I put that on him. Space Creator is actually a really important badge if you run Hawks Freelance, which I'll be having a badge tutorial video drop this weekend as well, so look for that. Brian Scalabrine is who I'm running at the 4. Big body, 6'9". He can shoot. He's got silver rebound chaser. He's got rim protector. He's got bronze clamp, so he can hold down at least a little bit. You can give him some badges, but he doesn't have rebound chaser. Sorry, he has rim protector. My bad. You can give him rebound chaser if you want. I just don't think there's a really big need to give these guys badges, because you can win 1 or 2 games just using who you have. So as far as other small forwards, Robert Reed's pretty decent. Joe Ingles is lights out from deep. He's not really going to do anything else for you, but Tony Kukoc is big, but I'm not a huge fan of this card. That's just me, though. Brian Russell is a good 3-and-D cone with a really easy-to-time jump shot. So he's another option as well, and if you get any of the draft guys like Patrick Williams or Denny, Denny's actually really good once you give him Evo'd, but it's a fucking slog. As far as power forwards go, I have run into a few people who are using Bob Love. Bob Love is pretty decent. I mean, I just wouldn't use my Pink Diamond or Diamond on him. Draymond is really, really good, and he can operate as your primary ball handler, at least one of them. As far as Rodman goes, if you have Rodman, both Millsap and Draymond Green are much better than Rodman. So even if you wanted to use your power forward position as your, diamond or above, I would recommend using those 2 guys. If you want to stay Ruby or below, so Alexa Pukaveski, I don't know if I'm saying that right, is the reward for the draft day challenge. He's actually pretty good. He's 7 feet tall. He doesn't move incredibly well. His Evo is a slog, so I wouldn't even try, at least in time for this limited event, but he's decent. Tom Heinsohn is pretty good. He's really good on the interior. I use Rashard Lewis as another option as well. He's just an outside shooter, and I shoot a lot of threes, so obviously I'm just going to have as much spacing as humanly possible. Giving him a Space Creator is actually a pretty good idea. So I am going to do a badge tutorial where I go in and I talk about every single badge, at least in current gen. I might do some next gen ones too, and talk about exactly what they do, because it's not really specified. Space Creator says it improves spacing, but it doesn't say how. Dino Raja. Literally, this is a ruby. This is a diamond disguised as a ruby. Dino Raja is incredible. He's 6'11" with the longest wingspan in the entire game. He's going to go up. He's going to get rebounds. He's going to dunk the ball. He's even got a 61 ball handle, so he can move a little bit. He's got decent speed as well. His shot contest tendency is high. He does have a high foul tendency, so make sure you have a good center on your backup unit, because Dino sometimes will get flagrant fouls and kicked out of the game. He also sometimes will foul out. But he's got 79 block. He's got good interior defense, relentless finisher, putback box. He even has decent intimidator, rim protector, hot zone hunter, catch and shoot. Downhill, you can give him corner specialist if you want. You can give him heart crusher, interceptor. Yeah, he's not shooting threes, but he's got a lights out mid range. So as far as other centers, I wouldn't use your diamond on Mark Eaton, Moses Malone, or Ben Wallace personally. They just don't bring anything offensively to your team, and Dino Raja is just as good as them defensively. DeAndre Jordan is another option, but even DeAndre Jordan's going for close to 3,000 MT. You could still buy Dino Raja for 2,000 or less. And Dino Raja is all around better than DeAndre Jordan. Yeah, he can't shoot threes, but that's literally the only thing Dino can't do. DeAndre Jordan's an excellent defensive card, but the badges he has gold, Dino has all of them in silver or gold. And they're the same height, but Dino has those crazy long arms. If you don't want to spend any MT, Kevin Duckworth is actually really decent. He's got that silver rim, silver intimidator, Good defensive card, going to grab a lot of rebounds. Ryan Hollins is the same way. He's pretty decent. And if you have him evoed up, James Wiseman's actually really, really good. Body type alone. So in addition to those guys, I'm running Bill Laimbeer on my bench. Bill Laimbeer is an incredible card. I'm not using him for shooting purposes because his jump shot is just atrocious. But he's got good badges. He's got that silver clamp, silver defensive leader, so he's going to anchor my bench unit. He's going to, obviously that's silver. You'd like to see it gold, but he's still giving a +2 to all defensive stats to my guys, so that helps. I'm running Robert Pack as my bench point guard. Any of the guys I talked about earlier you can use. I like Robert Pack because he's a rim running god, and like I said, if I really need to go meta with it and I run like Pelicans or Hawks freelance, he's just a player that's going to allow my shooters to get open, because if Robert Pack is on the floor, you have to guard because he's going to drive to the rim. It's going to be insane. Duncan Robinson is another guy I use. I know logically you should probably use like rubies and stuff like that, but Duncan Robinson is one of the best pure shooters in the game. Plus he's 6'7". Bruce Bowen, he is an absolute lockdown defender and a good three-point shooter with a really easy to time jump shot, good badges. I use him because he's got that gold clamps, he's got a gold intimidator. I use him to guard the opposing team's best player. Even if it's a point guard, Bruce Bowen can hold it down. I'll switch out Steven Jackson and Bruce Bowen depending on what the matchup against people are looking like. Rashard Lewis I've talked about, Bill Laimbeer I've talked about. I use both of those guys for the reasons I use them. Bill Laimbeer, I would say, especially if you're on next gen, Bill Laimbeer is absolutely incredible because stick shooting is a little bit OP, like the aim shot. So using Bill Laimbeer, he can shoot a lot better with the aim stick than jump shot timing. So if you're good with the aim stick, Bill Laimbeer is going to be your best friend. Let's look at some other guys that might be usable that I don't have. Gilbert Arenas. Obviously, instead of Monte Ellis or Rafer Alston, if you want to go with No Chill Gil instead, if you have him. As you can see, his price has gone up. He's a really good card. He's got good badges. I'm not a huge fan of base 11 on small guys, but, you know, they work. I wish you could use at least one Amethyst, because guys like Richie Guerin would be really good, but it is what it is. Let's see. What other guys? No, Pete Maravich was drafted. Larry Johnson was drafted. I don't even know why I'm looking at this. I don't know about Derek Coleman. I feel like he was drafted high, though. Yeah. Yeah, none of the rest of these guys. James Worthy, no, he was drafted super high. Yeah, it looks like none of these guys that I don't have. I'm just checking guys I don't have to see if maybe any of them would be eligible. Wilt? Yeah, you could use Wilt too, but once again, like I wouldn't waste it on a center when Dino's available. Dino just works better than a lot of those guys. Havlicek, no. Lillard was first round. Yeah, none of these guys. Oh, yeah. Jokic. If you have Jokic, Jokic is absolutely incredible to use. He's legitimately the best center in the game. I'm not a huge fan of Jokic personally in game. That's just me. But I do recognize that he is a 5-tool center. He can do everything. He can literally handle the ball. He can facilitate. He can shoot. He can play excellent defense. He's got a little bit of speed. He's got good dribble moves. He can shoot threes. He can shoot mid-ranges. He can run rim. He's really good. No lie. If that's the Pink Diamond or, Diamond or above that you want to use, I totally understand that. That being said, though, if you do have him, you might as well go all in. I would give him like Heart Crusher, Intimidator, Rim Protector. Those are all badges that I would give him. Even Slippery Off Ball if you run a lot of plays. It would be helpful. Like I said, stay tuned for that badge tutorial that I'm going to do tomorrow, where I basically break down all the stuff that like doesn't get talked about the badges. I'm going to go through and do every badge individually and give you, the negatives, the positives, etc. with the badges. Oh, he's got an 80, 85 three-pointer. Yeah, decent. Isaiah Thomas, Michael Redd, obviously, he's really good. I caution you about using a pure shooter as your small, your diamond or above, though. Just because, honestly, like, Kyle Korver is an incredibly good shooter, so you might as well use somebody like him or Duncan Robinson, who's going to do the same thing as Michael Redd, which is basically just chill there and stroke shots. Obviously, as you can see, using this, I have Jalen Brown. I will do a small review on Jalen Brown He's one of the best 3-and-D cones in the entire game. You're not going to run your offense through him, but he is going to be there to play excellent lockdown defense. He can run rim a little bit. He can shoot threes. He can facilitate a tiny bit. He's just a much better version of Michael Cooper. Michael Cooper does have that Hall of Fame clamps, but all the rest of his defensive badges are better. His jump shot's better, and his 3-point's better. Comment down below, because if you want, I will do a gameplay video with Jalen Brown and or Rafer Alston. So comment down below if you would like to see either of those. That being said, stay tuned tomorrow for my playbook and badge videos that I'll be doing. I have another market video coming out after this, which I'll drop. Check me out on twitch.tv/cheapludes. Check out the Patreon, patreon.com/cheapludes. All of those will be in the description. And obviously, like, comment, and subscribe, especially if you're new. I'll be back with daily NBA 2K21 My Team content, and I appreciate every single one of you guys.